Yeah.
Weezy,
Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, this lethal, dog. Who you see? What? Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hog Lime Podcast. You are listening to episode 22 of the Hog Lime Podcast.
Hey,
Today, okay.
Hey guys.
I was going to do a nice introduction, but today in the building we have Jack Manis. I believe this is his 6th episode.
No, it's my 7th.
Okay, are you sure?
No, I have no
It
idea.
doesn't matter. Probably 6th.
Hey.
And making his debut on the Hog Lime Podcast is our editor, Joey Bolton.
It's me. I'm here.
This is what he sounds. He's part of every episode. He edits every one, but this is what he sounds like.
That's me.
Yeah. So yeah, we have him on, and we're gonna talk about the NBA Christmas Day games that happened yesterday. 5 games between the Bucks, Knicks, Thunder, Rockets, 76ers, Celtics, Lakers, Warriors, and Trailblazers and Jazz. And after we talk about that for a while, we're gonna be getting into Saturday's college football playoff between the Clemson Tigers, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the Alabama Crimson Tide, and the Oklahoma Sooners. Sound good, everybody?
I can't wait,
No.
Mitchell. Okay.
Let's change your ideas.
Yeah, let's
what we're
try
gonna talk
again.
about.
Well, too bad. You know what I'm saying. All right. Anyway, we'll get right into it. The NBA games happened yesterday. Up until now, I've been up in football mode. So I would say my NBA, watching it has been a little bit. That's not a very elegant way to put it.
That
but,
wasn't.
No, it's terrible. You're
Yeah.
the worst host.
But yeah, the Christmas really kicks off. I'd say, that's when it starts, in my opinion. NBA action. So
I've been watching. I don't know about you, Jack, but
Joey
I've been
came-
here the whole time.
Joey came prepared.
Yes, of course.
But anyway, the first game that kicked off was the Milwaukee Bucks going to Madison Square Garden to take on the New York Knicks, and the Bucks won by a score of 109-95. What are our first thoughts on this game?
I watched some of the game, and that was my first thought. And the Knicks are pretty bad.
It's one of those tradition games, honestly.
yeah.
Like the only reason the Knicks are on Christmas is because they're the Knicks. Like, there's no reason they should be playing. Like, I saw a stat at the beginning of the game. It was like, this is their 56th, Christmas Day game, and this is the Bucks' first game since 1977.
I mean, maybe next year if they attract someone in free agency, it'll bode well for a better Christmas Day event. But I don't know. I'm looking at the box right now. Kevin Knox, 21. Never heard this name before until I read it right now. Noah Vonleh.
Noah Vonleh.
15 rebounds, 14 points.
He went to Indiana, I think.
I've been to Indiana before.
So have
Ennis
I.
Cantor
Yeah, no, I haven't been there.
had 12, Moutier 11, Hardaway 14, and the rest single digits. That's a pretty unexciting box, if I have to say myself.
The Bucks were in control for the majority of this game. I think the Knicks had a first quarter lead, but after the first quarter, the Bucks kind of ran away with it. And, the better team won in the end, obviously. Giannis has 30 points and 14 boards in the game, shot 62%. And he
Good for him.
dominated.
So, the Knicks are, 9-26 now. And, apparently Porzingis is coming back before the end of, the calendar year. I kept seeing...
Don't even.
What?
Don't even.
Don't even what?
Don't even come back. Why would he come
Yeah,
back?
that's what I'm saying. Dude, they should just tank it out the rest of the season. So, why would he come back? Why not just rest him the rest of the season?
Get Zion.
Yeah, or whatever.
Keep him healthy.
Everybody keeps saying get Zion for every team, anybody, anybody.
But especially them. They've got to be I don't know the standings, but
the Bulls. Probably the Bulls. Everybody says the Bulls are going to get Zion because they're what? They have 7 wins, I think. The Bulls.
The Hawks could.
Are
Suns?
they that bad?
Yeah.
Suns went on a 4-game win streak.
Well, I don't know.
I'm going to pull up the standings.
A lot of
Yeah,
teams
hold
are
on.
still, I guess, in contention for the number 1 lottery position. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of an interesting question whether the Knicks should rush, not even rush.
Oh,
but-
Cavs are the worst team.
Yeah.
Because the Suns, they were at 4
Now they're
wins.
tied with the Suns. Yeah, they're both the worst teams now.
What's the?
But I mean, it can't be more than a game or two, right?
No, well, Cavs and Suns are same record.
I mean, between all these teams we just said.
Right,
like,
so
can't be that
it's
many
too early. It
games.
could be anyone. The Hawks are still terrible. Bulls, Knicks, Cavs, Suns. That's pretty much it. Those 5.
That's why that's an interesting question whether they should.
Well, the Knicks are only there's
Porzingis
6 games
back
out of
or
the
not.
playoffs. Like what's it called? Okay, go back up a little bit. The 8th seed of is that right now is the Pistons. They have 15 wins. Like they have a losing record, so like the Knicks could easily with Porzingis make a little bit of a comeback and try to make the
They're
playoffs.
8 games out.
Yeah, that's not terrible. Not even halfway through the season, and even probably one of the best centers in the league, if not the best center in the league.
He's a power forward.
Technically, I guess.
No, he's both.
He's like 7 feet tall. I'm calling him a center.
7'3".
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just an interesting question whether you should, and it's across all sports. Like if a team is trending in the wrong direction and they have a star player that's hurt, what's the point of playing them?
True.
Yeah, but I think that these guys their team is pretty young, and these guys should play more and gel with Porzingis when he gets back to bode well for a better season next year. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's
That
it
could be
called?
a
Kevin
downside.
Knox. He's legit. I was at the Sixers game the other day with when they were playing the Knicks, and Kevin Knox is scary.
Yeah.
He went he's trying to posterize everybody.
Speaking of scary, he's so ugly. I'm gonna pull this picture.
Jesus.
Who?
He is.
Knox?
Kevin Knox.
He's not that ugly.
Yes, he is.
I've seen uglier for sure.
His ESPN picture
I mean, yeah, that's pretty rough actually.
looks like you.
I knew you were going to say that.
On a scale from Tyler Johnson to Jimmy Garoppolo, what do you think?
What do you He's very leaning towards Tyler Johnson.
He's not the ugliest player.
If Tyler Johnson's a 0 and Jimmy Garoppolo's a 10, where's Kevin Knox?
1.2.
No,
He's 0.2 above.
I don't think so.
Tyler Johnson's a 0.
Tyler Johnson.
I don't think Kevin Knox is a 1 point whatever you said.
1.2.
Doesn't matter. His one eye's a little.
Can't even see his eye.
Is this what this podcast is now? We
He's got
we
nice-
look at players. And
He's got nice skin.
Got a nice little goatee going. How old is he? First of all, how old is he
He's
also?
19.
Actually, he's 2 months older than you.
Yeah, he's got time to improve on whatever this is. He's got plenty of time. He's not like Chris Bosh. It's not like he's a freak.
Gosh.
He definitely
Hey,
is.
come on, he had some type of.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. He always looked like an alien.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Moving on. Back to
I
basketball.
see more dinosaur.
Thon Maker. I have him written down. Thon Maker had a season high of 12 points.
Yeah, he only played about 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, for
And-
15 minutes.
And also I have written down that
Yeah.
Chris Middleton, one of my favorite players, did not play very. I like Chris Middleton.
One of your favorite players. I've never heard you talk about Chris Middleton.
Well,
You like him.
you learn something new every day. I love Chris Middleton.
Okay.
Uh,
Why?
Well, he really just gained my respect the last playoff series when they played the Celtics, and he was really good.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
but he's not having the best start to this year. He shot 16% in the game yesterday. And I mean, if he finds his groove, you add that already into a Bucks team that is second in the East, could get scary. And we thought that the Celtics would be running away with the East. We'll be getting to the Celtics later on, but in the beginning of the season. But I mean, there's still some contenders out there that could give them problems.
Oh yeah, and while we're on the Bucks, I want to talk about DiVincenzo. I really think he should have stayed at Nova another year.
It's showing now.
I think that he would have. I mean, at the end of the Final Four, he was early prediction Wooden Award candidate, and I think he would have. He would have really helped Nova right now. They're struggling, and he's really not doing well. He averages, I think I saw 12 minutes a game. No, I think he's 16. He's 16 minutes a game, 5 points a game. That's not good numbers coming from your first round draft pick. And I mean, I think he would have. He still has time. He's obviously just a rookie, but I think another year in college would have benefited him a lot.
Yeah, he rushed out, which is really dumb, in my opinion.
He really came onto the scene the Final Four.
Oh yeah, and he would have. He's obviously been a starter for Villanova, who are really struggling right now.
Yeah.
But
badly.
at the same time, it's really hard for rookies to make impacts in the NBA. The NBA is not a sport.
Especially when you join a good team like the Bucks. You're not going to
the
get
NBA is not a sport where you see guys like football. You see a bunch of rookie running backs or whatever just burst on the scene and have amazing seasons. That doesn't. I mean, I'm not saying it never happens in the NBA, but it's less likely that you see a major contributor like Luka Doncic is doing right now. That doesn't happen.
Well, he also played in the professional league.
I know.
A lot of the guys that come out of the NBA just don't look like they're in shape for any professional sport ever.
Luka Doncic just looks fat.
Well, yeah, but that means he's
thought
built.
that.
He's built for the game then.
But I'm saying what he's doing is the exception. It's definitely not the norm. So we got to give him time, DiVincenzo time to. You can't really. I mean, it's an interesting argument to say that he should have stayed, but you can't say for certain that it was the right or wrong decision yet.
But I think, another reason he could have stayed is just for money. Like, if he stays, he's going to be a higher draft pick.
Is he
Not
though?
necessarily.
Because he's sold high.
Jalen Brunson,
Like, you know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like
Jalen
that
Brunson
could've
has
peak.
been doing this for his whole time at Nova, and he still wasn't.
Where's he at again? Is he Charlotte?
He's on the
Mavs.
Mavs.
Mavs,
And I
okay.
don't even know if I think he may be on the G League team. So I don't even know.
I saw him playing at one point.
Not just because he had more success in college. He was still a first round pick. Like that's still pretty
Who
good.
was?
DiVincenzo this past year, right? He was a first
Yeah.
round pick.
Yeah,
No, I think his
20
stock would
20
have
something.
rose.
And not
He would have
necessarily
developed more
though.
over this year for
I-
sure. He would have shown he can be a leader on a team and carry a team.
I
far.
doubt he would have. He may be a little higher, but I doubt he would have gone more than 5 to 10 picks higher. He wouldn't have been a first half of the first round kind of guy.
What was he? I think was he 16? I don't know.
He was 20 something. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. No,
Well,
was he
whatever the
seven-
Bucks had, like what they finished.
Was he 17 actually? Maybe.
I don't know.
Around there.
But anyway, that's kind of just our takeaways from the first game. Bucks look good, and if they get guys contributing like Chris Middleton and Thon Maker throughout the season, they could be scary. And the Knicks probably looking towards next year.
Rich stat I heard real quick. Malcolm Brogdon's got one of the highest free throw percentages in the league. It's kind of just weird. That's like not a guy I would think about for the free throw percentage. He's shooting 98% apparently. I don't know
98, wow.
I don't know if I trust that on ESPN. It's kind of that's really high. But like I remember like just hearing like when they always talk about Redick's free throw shot and like
Maybe he doesn't. Do you know how many he gets
Yeah,
per
no.
game?
like not like 1.8 per game. Like so yeah, it's not a lot, but like it's enough that he's a part of the conversation. Like yeah, it's just weird. I'm gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, one last thing on the Bucks, Giannis doesn't have a very good foul shooting percentage. So
Oh, yeah.
he's got to improve that come playoff time.
Is that like
Damn.
the one thing he has to improve on probably?
Yeah.
He's just ridiculous.
better.
We didn't even talk about him at all because it's just Giannis. But
Uh-huh.
He's a beast.
Well, okay, we'll move on to the next game. It was between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets. And the Rockets win a close one, 113 to 109. And, what are we thinking about this one?
Before we get into the game, does this game kind of prove that Carmelo is just the worst? Because he affected both of these teams, and this was a really good basketball game.
I don't
Like
know why
everybody
you-
played
I
really,
don't
really
know
well.
Why you brought that up, because now we're going to talk about it for like 15
No,
minutes. 'cause of
that's why I
Jack.
brought it up before we talked about the game. Because I just wanted to point out that both these teams played really well. Even the Houston without Chris Paul played extremely well. They could have shot better from the 3-point line. But other than that, this was a really good game, and Carmelo clearly just destroyed both these teams during his tenure there.
Yep.
So yeah, just want to point that out. We're not going to talk about it forever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of washed, but
Yeah, exactly.
maybe not even kind of washed. Maybe he is.
I
But
think he's gonna go. I don't know what do you think he's gonna do.
Puerto Rico team, wasn't that what he got an offer from? Puerto Rico national team or something like that?
I thought I saw China, but maybe that was just talk. I don't
Something
know.
like that. I hope he never plays in the NBA again.
Yeah, I hope he's homeless.
okay, that's enough.
I don't think he's going to be homeless.
Moving on.
He did good enough in the league.
Harden goes off. He has 41 points,
Yeah.
6 boards, 7 assists. Some of the shots he just takes, they look like no one can really stop him. So
He took over. He really just took over at the end and the entire game.
he did. It was pretty close the whole entire game, from what I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll probably see, not probably, but there's a chance we could see these teams playing in a playoff series. You never know how the West is so tight, so you never know who will play who at the end of the year. And I assume it'll be tight throughout the whole entire regular season. So
He had the last game last year. Remember that? Timberwolves Nuggets. That was the last game of the year. And
yeah, winner was in.
Yeah, that was crazy. I love
Yeah.
that. That's the coolest thing ever.
Timberwolves won.
You don't
Yeah.
see that in the NBA. When one game means everything because the playoffs are 7-game series.
Exactly.
love
So, yeah, I mean that'll just certainly be interesting. That was kind of another point I wanted to bring up. The Rockets, they were towards the bottom of the standings, but they've kind of gone on somewhat of a hot streak, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
They've won 7 of their past 10, and now they are sitting, I believe, if I remember correctly, in the 7th spot in the West. I don't know if you could check that or
18,
not, but
15, I know that.
again, like we said, it's very tight. A lot of things will get jumbled around throughout the season. So that's something to look.
Yeah, there's 7.
7, yeah.
Tied for 7.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll definitely see. It'll be interesting. What about the Thunder? Paul George did really well in this loss.
Dude, I don't even know what he averages a game. I feel like because I check their stats every night. I
He
feel
had
like
14 rebounds.
he puts up 40 a night. Okay, 26. That's his career high, I'm sure. It is.
Yeah,
I think he's really. I think even last year he had one of his best years. of his career on
Doris
the Thunder. I
Burke-
think it's even getting better.
I
Doris-
don't want to talk about Doris Burke.
She said.
Why? I like
she's-
Doris
I'm
Burke.
not a
She
fan of
said
Doris Burke.
that Paul George. I mean, she didn't say he should be MVP, but like he should say he should. She thought that he should get more.
Be in a conversation a little bit. At least.
Yes, more than he already is, because he's really doing a lot for them. You know?
More than Westbrook, you think? I know
know.
Jack loves Westbrook, but
Not necessarily, but he's definitely. I think he's very, very important to the team. You know, he's
Yeah.
really doing well this year. So, we're not saying he should be MVP, but
yeah.
I mean, they were pretty much saying that because like there's not someone who is really, really running away with it at this point.
No, I
You
love
know?
that. I hate like how NBA every year I feel like we just decide halfway through the season who the MVP is. Like it was James Harden's year last year, and then near the end of the season, LeBron just kind of like carried that Cavs team into the playoffs.
Yeah, so I really think it could. There's a lot of different guys you could bring up, and I mean, we're not. I think it's still very unlikely that Paul George would win MVP, but it's something to not
I'd be
completely
shocked if he's in
disregard.
the top three,
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because he has Westbrook, right?
But-
Exactly, yeah.
More this year than in the
Yeah.
past few years, definitely.
Definitely.
So he's definitely doing well this year. Russ didn't necessarily have the best game.
He didn't shoot well.
Yeah, he
Low
had
percentage.
6 turnovers and 30%.
Yeah, he put up his usual numbers. but
Apparently, he's
still.
like out of all the volume 3-point shooters. I don't know what that consists of. He's like the worst one in the league. Like he's the
He's
lowest
not a
3-point.
three-point shooter.
Yeah, I know, but like I kind of like that he forces it still, which is kind of weird because like even though he's not making it, he makes people guard him out there. Like by taking
true.
those 3-pointers, like someone I wish Ben Simmons would freaking do, and which he's
No,
never gonna do.
yeah, if you've got to have that guy in your team that is willing to take shots even when they're not going in. Like yesterday, I mean, we're kind of jumping ahead here, but in the Sixers game, Jimmy Butler started off 1 for 7, and then at a certain point in the game, he was like 8 for 15.
Yeah, he starts really
He
slow.
ended with 24, I think.
So sometimes it just takes, some time to get the guys going in the beginning of the game. So you can't get discouraged, and that's if your shots aren't falling, and you need a guy like that who's willing to take the shots even if they're not going in. So
Do you agree with the fact that the Thunder have a big three? Everybody's talking about that now. How Steven Adams
Yeah.
makes them a big three. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's really good, but like I still look at him as a role player, even if he isn't. Like it just
No.
kind of surprised me that everybody's saying like that's their big three now.
if he's
I see it.
if he's your third best player, I think I'd take it.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. But like, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
I think it's big three worthy.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this game? It was a good game to watch. Pretty close.
Was Jeremy Grant the one that was hurt last year, the entire year?
No, Andre Robertson
Andre
was, and he
Robertson.
still is, and
He's
I
still-
can't wait for him to come back because he's gonna make. He's so like he's an elite defender.
I'm gonna say
That's,
he's like one of the best.
that's
defenders in the
gonna
league.
that's gonna put this Thunder team, to
Over
the
the
next
edge.
level in the postseason. I think
Yeah, for sure.
they're already a great defensive team. All these guys can defend. Like their starting five: George, Grant, Adams, Westbrook. Shooter off the bench, like they're all. I don't know about shooters as a defender, but those top four are great defenders, and Ad Robertson is going to be a great team.
Yeah, I mean both of these teams could potentially be dangerous in the playoffs. So we'll end it at that. All right, moving on to the best game of the afternoon. The 76ers fell to the superior team in the end, the
Yeah.
Boston Celtics, 121 to 114 in overtime. So what do you gotta say about this one?
This is just stupid. Like, I mean, I don't know why this.
Why is this stupid? Explain.
First of all, we should have won off in the end. We had the ball left, 20 seconds left, and then JJ Redick missed that jump shot, which he makes all the time. But like, we just can't beat the Celtics. I don't know what it is, and we're never gonna beat them in a 7-game series if it's this hard to beat them in
music
one
to
week.
my
Even when the
ears.
Celtics are just at their worst right now, and the Sixers are looking so good.
Yeah, this is the best we've looked probably in years.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, actually, I don't know why I even said maybe. But like, and it's just so hard to beat the Celtics. I don't know what it is. I hate it. It's depth. It really is depth. Like, we don't have the depth that they have.
Gordon
It's
Hayward
true.
and Jaylen Brown have not been playing very well. They've been playing less minutes.
Yeah.
And if they can just find 75% of what they can be, like you got to think that it's going to get even
Right.
harder for the Sixers to beat the Celtics.
Like, I don't even know. Like, we're making the right steps towards, like, getting there. Like, I think Landry Shamet, Shamet, I can't ever say his name. And Furkan, I love Furkan Korkmaz. I'm a huge Furkan guy. Like, that's going to make our bench way better. But, like, it just doesn't compare. Like, when you have Gordon Hayward, Rozier, Jaylen Brown, that's your bench. Like, they would be starters for, like, most of the teams in the NBA. Like, Like that just makes me angry.
I'm not worried about the Sixers. I think that their big three is too good, and they just need to have more time to gel together and work together, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, the chemistry still isn't there, which is kind of worrisome.
They'll be fine by the postseason, definitely.
What's it called? I was gonna say something.
Ben Simmons made a shot yesterday.
Yeah. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
22 foot jumper, right? Isn't that what it is?
22-foot
Longest
jumper.
shot of his career.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
That's not Jack didn't just exaggerate there. That is an actual fact. That was the longest shot of his 2-year career in
I was
the
freaking
NBA.
out. No one else cared when I was watching. Like I was watching with my family, and like they were like, "Oh, what? It's not a big deal."
I have a trivia question for you guys. Are you ready?
Oh, okay.
The answer's gonna be us.
No, it's going to be the same.
Oh,
Okay.
How many? Who has more threes? Us three at this table or Ben Simmons?
Well, no thanks to me, but I'll steer this table. Probably. Yeah.
In the NBA, the answer is 0. It's the same. I'd just like to point that out. I asked Charlie who has more threes, me or Ben Simmons, and he didn't know the answer. And then I said me. I said the same, and he, kind of just didn't say anything and walked away. But yeah,
You know how many? He only attempted 8 or 9 last year. I don't know how many.
he hasn't attempted one this year.
And he hasn't attempted one this year.
Nope.
He's attempted 26 shots this
That's
year
so-
outside of the paint.
That is very bad.
That's extremely bad.
Yeah.
But still, he's shooting 70% from the inside, like in the paint. Like
I hope he is. It's
Yeah,
it's a low percentage. It's a high percentage shot.
But isn't that
It's so
crazy? But
close.
everybody knows that he's shooting from there. Like literally everybody knows. Just another thing about Boston, they just know how to shut him down, like Ben Simmons. Because I don't know why most teams don't recognize that he's always going to be shooting from inside the free throw line. But Boston knows it and they shut it down like crazy. So I don't know. We're never going to beat him.
If I had to play devil's advocate here and I had to think of a way that the Sixers could potentially beat the Celtics, I'd look to feed Embiid the ball more. He had 17 shots.
Oh, he's so good.
I feel like he should. This is a game where he should have gotten 25 shots.
He only had 17.
17. He went 10 for 17.
Wait, I thought he made a 3.
No, he
I don't
had
know.
2 threes. Two to
Oh,
four.
never mind. You're right. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I feel like this was a game he should have had 25 shots.
He slows down so much in the second half.
Do you know how
in
many
every
averages a game? I'm gonna look that up.
26 and 13.
26, yeah.
No. Sorry, attempts.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you know. I'm looking right now.
Going to what you said earlier, why Jimmy Butler, I think, is the perfect fit for the Sixers. Embiid is the best player in the first half. He goes off usually all the time. He's above 20 points by the end of the first half. And he slows down so much in the second half. And Jimmy Butler is one of those players that, like you said, he has rough starts, but he just keeps shooting. And he's one of the best players in the fourth quarter, in the league. So, I don't know. We need more players like that.
Horford couldn't shut down Embiid yesterday from what at least in the beginning. I remember the first quarter he went off. He had in the first quarter he had 13 and 7, I think.
Yeah.
Embiid averages 18 attempts a game. So I don't know what is 25. That just I feel like they have to give Butler some some volume and I don't know if 25 is a.
Butler's not really.
I just
a
don't
night
think
shooter.
that Ben Simmons should be taking shots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I agree with that. He should have the ball in the
really.
fourth quarter.
Very limited shot. I feel like it
Yeah.
should not go. If you need a bucket, you got to look for. Excuse me. You got to look for Butler. Got to look for Embiid,
Redick.
or look for Redick. So
Yeah, I think Ben Simmons is one of the last people you want the ball in his hands even because he can't make free. He's been better with free throws this year, but he still isn't very good with it. And also, he's a huge turnover problem.
I've
for the
never seen him
Sixers.
make both of them.
You never see. I mean, I've seen it, but what's it called? Yeah, it's rare. It is rare, but and he's a huge turnover problem, huge. So yeah, he's the last guy who should have the ball in the fourth quarter.
Who hit that? Wilson Chandler hit that clutch 3.
Oh yeah.
It looked like he did not want to take that shot. Do you remember that,
Oh
Joey?
yeah,
He hesitated
very
so
pa-
hard.
Very passive.
everybody is so scared of the Sixers to take the shot, which is why I love Redick and Shamit because they're both what's it called? Guys who
Yeah.
are not scared at all, especially as a rookie. Landry, it's crazy.
And going on the other side, as a Celtics fan, I'm confident in everyone but Marcus Smart taking that last
Yeah.
shot.
Oh, Marcus Smart.
So,
I've never seen him
but
make
no,
a
but
shot.
if
good
Marcus
player.
Morris takes the last shot, I'm confident. If Kyrie does, obviously, if Tatum or Brown, if anyone takes that last shot, I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared. So that just proves to got a lot of playmakers.
Who was their first round pick again? He's hurt, right?
Who?
Zaire Smith.
Yeah,
the
Zaire
Sixers.
Smith.
He's legit. He's a really good defender mostly. That's what he's known for.
What's his deal?
He's a really, really good defender, and he's not a volume 3-point shooter, but his percentage was really good in college. I think it was above 35%, easily. Close
I know,
to 40.
yeah, he's real athletic and all.
Oh yeah, he's like beast. Of course, he's hurt.
No, yeah, I meant like how long? Like what's his return?
Oh, I heard calendar year for him, but there's a weird development. I don't want to get into it about how like the Sixers trainers like they gave him sesame seeds or something, and they didn't know he's allergic. That just shows why the Sixers have like huge health problems. Like we literally poison our players. Like, if you haven't seen that story, read into it. It's ridiculous.
That's funny.
All right, no sesame seeds for Zaire
No
Smith.
sesame seeds.
Yeah, so that is it. We're going to talk about for that game. Moving on to, I was surprised at the outcome of this one. Lakers defeat the defending champs 127-101. And obviously the Lakers get the win, but LeBron James is hurt. And, I mean, I saw a report that he's only going to miss a few games. But if it's a longer absence than that, I'd start to hit the panic button if I were a Laker fan. So we'll see how that plays out. But hopefully for their sake, it's only a few games. So...
Honestly, if it is a few games and they play like this, they're gonna be perfectly fine. I don't know what it was last night, but like, I guess
very spread out scoring.
For the Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There's no scoring.
No one had above 20. I mean, LeBron would have. He only played 21 minutes. He had 17, 13, and 5. Kuzma 19 points.
Center played really well. He had 18-11, shot 18 and 11.
What's
excuse
his
me. I don't know his first name, but Zubik's his last name.
It's Ivica.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
90% from the field. Obviously, he took very high percentage shots, but still. And he only played 30 minutes, so he played very well with the minutes that he played.
Oh, Lance had 11 points in 11 minutes.
Jack likes that.
I know that you're a Lance Stevenson fan.
I like Lance.
He's all right.
I think it's iconic of it, just him and LeBron battling it out back in the day.
I miss that.
Yeah, I miss it too. It's just weird that they're teammates now.
It's not even that fun. Like they're not even like talking that much or anything. I feel like it's just I miss that.
Moving on to the Warriors, Steph and Clay shot 7 of 24 in this game. I mean, I think you can just chalk this one up to an off night. Obviously, you're gonna have them. I mean, they'll beat you 4 out of 5 nights, but then that one night they won't go off. So I don't know. I think the
Lakers still we don't want to discredit them. They had a really, really good night. Night. I don't think it gets much better than what they did, especially with LeBron going out. But like you said, the Warriors had.
Iguodala put up 23.
Yeah, off the bench, 27 minutes.
27 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check what he's doing now in regards to minutes a game.
I think he's shooting his best 3% shot like this year than in any year ever.
I'm gonna say Iguodala is 35.
Well, okay, it's kind of frozen now. He's averaging only 5 points a game this year.
Really?
23 minutes.
That's crazy.
I mean, but even like, I don't know, on his whole time in the Warriors, that's pretty low. Like his averages for points per game in the Warriors, 9 points, 7 points, 7 points, 7 points, 6 points, 5 points. So it's on his trend lower, but. How old is this guy? He is 34, going to be 35 in January.
Wow, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to obviously get less minutes, and his play is going to deteriorate a little bit as he gets older. At 35 years old, so we'll see. I was going to pose this question. Are we naive to think that the Warriors are vulnerable this year?
Yes.
And the other, yes.
Yeah, don't even go any further. Yes, because also getting DeMarcus Cousins back very soon. Like it seems like really, really soon. And what's it called? Like they had an off night, and they're still the Warriors. It's just there's nothing anybody can do to beat them in like a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Rockets could have done it last year.
Rockets could have done it last year, but I don't know. I think they were just kind of playing like I don't know. I think the Thunder could do it this year. Definitely not the Rockets this year.
Oh, the Thunder do it, man.
That's why I want the Western Conference Finals to be. Like, that's my favorite choice.
Of course,
Thunder Warriors would be amazing.
Going back to our NBA preview episode, Jack had the San Antonio Spurs coming in second place in the West. Why are you so confident that will still happen?
Because of Greg Popovich and DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. Before the season started, in like the heat of my debate and also coming off a LeBron decision that did not make me happy, I was making the claims that the Lakers might miss the playoffs in the West. It was a really dumb take. But like, I was just really, really mad about LeBron going to the Lakers.
Getting a blanket.
Remind me why we had you on this episode again.
Oh, yeah. You should make that clear, too, that I know the least about anything in this podcast.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's that game. Hopefully, LeBron is not out too long because we want to see every team at their full strength. So, we'll see how that goes. And going on to the last game of the night between the Trailblazers and the Utah Jazz. The home team, the Utah Jazz, they win 117-96. We have a confession here. I don't think any of us watched this game. We all fell asleep. I was very tired.
I did not watch the game.
Jerry was very tired as
I
well.
passed out.
So
Who won?
the Jazz
won. I thought Blazers won.
Yeah, you told me this.
I thought I mixed it up. Yeah, like that's how much we little.
All right, let's check the stats.
Yeah.
I kind of did. Gobert played very well. He had 18 points, 14 boards, and 7 blocks.
Oh, 7 blocks. Wow.
7 blocks,
Jesus.
yes. So the Jazz, I think Mitchell had
19.
19 points.
That was
8 of 18 shooting.
No one had above 20 for the Jazz.
Excellent at 15 off the bench. 17
Good for
minutes.
him. Let's check the Blazers. Wow, I can't say that name.
What nurse?
The first name.
Oh,
The first name.
oh God. Yeah. No.
Al Farouk Aminu.
Yeah. No. Don't even.
I don't know. All right, Damian Lillard, 20. Okay. Such an unexciting game, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet nothing. I bet the announcers were silent. The crowd, there was like half the crowd was empty.
Which is a shame. 'cause
really
these-
roasting Utah right
I mean,
now.
these are both like decent teams. Utah had a rough start to the season, obviously, but Portland's a legit team, and like I don't know why this just doesn't have much like entertainment to me. Like it's just weird. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. We all had early mornings, I assume.
Me
So
didn't.
we woke up at 7 o'clock last morning.
Like Christmas
did?
Day.
Yeah, I mean, like on Christmas.
Oh, I
woke
thought you
up
meant
early,
like
that's
this
why
Yeah, we
we're
woke up
tired.
early.
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
you had to wake up early this morning.
No.
When did you wake up for Christmas?
Christmas I'm like 10.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, Charlie came
That's
in at
early
like
for me.
7:30 to wake us up.
Oh well, yeah, 'cause Charlie's young. You know, he's excited.
It was dumb.
This, but yeah, I just wrote down here that like, yeah, the Jazz are out of the playoffs and they had a rough start to the season, but like I said before, the West is very tight, and the Jazz, I believe, are only 6 games out of first place, not of the playoffs, of first place in the West. So, and they're like 12th, so like 6 games separate like all these teams. Like it's very, very close, and like we said before, anything can happen. This was the same thing last year in the West. It was all very close between the 3rd seed and the 8th seed. So we'll see how this goes, and certainly 2 teams that are talented enough to at least make the playoffs in the Blazers and the Jazz.
Yeah.
I did
Oh,
not-
the Clippers are good.
Clippers are
I'm
really
looking at
good.
the standings.
I did not know Nick Stauskas is on the Blazers right now. That's pretty funny. He's a
Really?
former Sixer. Yeah, we traded on to Brooklyn.
Former Michigan Wolverine.
Yeah. He's a joke.
Who's doing well in the Clippers? Lou Williams took him off the bench.
Yeah, it's dumb. So we can win 6.
He averages 25 a game, but that's not true at all. He scored 25 last game.
Oh,
Let's see
yeah.
how much he averages. And he probably averages close to that. I'm
Got to be
wouldn't
20.
be surprised. 17. He averaged like over 20 last year.
He's starting, right?
How old is
He's
he
got
now? He's 32.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's starting out. How do I check this?
I don't know. I think, and in my opinion, I think the Clippers are overachieving. I don't really know if this can sustain.
Oh, they're playing their best basketball.
they
right
suck.
now. Yeah,
I don't know.
This is as good as they get.
I think I'm going to be on record to say if the Celtics didn't exist, the Sacramento Kings would be my second favorite team in the NBA.
Why?
I
like
love the
Kings.
Kings.
Just like you love
Like Aaron
Chris
Fox, or-
Middleton?
Yes.
Why?
I hope Chris Middleton goes to the Kings.
I can name 2 Kings players.
What?
Fox and
Fox and Bagley.
Bagley. Yeah.
I know, wait.
There's one more.
Well, I mean, I know
Bogdanovich.
more.
No, wait, what?
Bojan Bogdanovic.
He's a
No,
Clippers.
that's not.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
it's the guy I like is Boban Marjanovic.
Oh,
No, but there's a guy named Boban Bogdanovic on the
Oh,
Kings.
Yeah.
God,
I love De'Aaron Fox.
No, Williams isn't starting.
Oh, okay. That was our original point there. We were going all over the place. But
I like
anyway,
Avery Bradley. Patrick Beverly is on the bench, or did he get hurt?
I don't know.
Okay, this is
I don't
dumb.
want to talk about the LA Clippers. I didn't plan for this, and I don't want to.
Shit.
If you live in it,
Picture Kevin Knox just showed up on our
is
screen again. Sorry. Wow.
but all right, no.
bad.
Going back to Kevin Knox real quick, just real quick. What's our consensus here?
ugly.
Yeah,
Oh,
A
what?
number,
I said 1.2, and I'm sticking to it.
Joey.
I'm not gonna give him a number, but I think he's definitely ugly, but not ugly enough to point it out.
Give us a number.
All right, I'm gonna give him. He's a 6 out of 10. He's not that bad. He's above average.
I was gonna say 5.2.
Because I'm looking in the mirror right now, pretty much. So.
I think one
Should be nice.
episode we should have our top 5
Stop. No.
hottest and ugliest NBA
This is not
players.
showing that podcast.
Yes, it is.
No.
I'll edit it myself.
Yeah, you don't have to be a
We
part of
don't
that
need
one,
to.
Joey.
Yeah, please keep me out of it.
Honestly, I might be down for that. And anyway, that is our NBA talk for today. Pretty exciting action overall, I'd say. I'm happy the Celtics put out the win. And, yeah, so we'll see how that goes. The second half of the NBA season is going to be very exciting. So we'll see how it goes.
Might be.
Might be, probably. We will move on to the college football playoff. It is finally almost here after about 3 or 4 weeks off from the action. And it is on Saturday. The first game is between the Clemson Tigers and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Obviously, we got a lot to say about that one, Jack being a Notre Dame fan. And we will start off with perhaps the biggest news. Three Clemson Tigers players failed drug tests, and they will not play in this semifinal game. And most notably among them is Dexter Lawrence, one of their top defensive linemen.
Who are the other two guys? Because everyone just says, like...
One of them hasn't played a game yet this entire season. Well, he hasn't started a game this entire season.
And then you know the other one?
And the other one, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he played he's played the last 5 games or something like that.
Cool.
So, that matters.
Do you know what position? Do you remember or not?
They're all defensive line.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
Not their other two top defensive linemen are still projected to go in the first round in the NFL draft, and Kellen Farrell and Christian Wilkins. So
there's no surprise there.
So I obviously losing Lawrence is it's going to be somewhat of an impact, but they still have
huge.
He's
the best lineman.
No, I mean Kellen Farrell is like top 10 projected in drafts.
Do you think Lawrence's stock is going to drop now?
Does that affect that even? Because
he's so talented. He's
Do you
not.
remember Laramie Tunsil? You probably know who that is.
No, not even a little bit.
He still
3
went
years ago.
What he still went kind of high though, right?
No, he didn't. He was. I don't think he went in the. He went in the first, but he was supposed to be like a top 3 pick.
Okay, I think he fell to like the middle of the first round.
Still
That's so much money in the NFL draft he lost.
I guess, but
That's huge.
I doubt that he'll. I don't think he'll fall that much.
No, but the deal with him, it was how many years ago? 4?
Probably.
No. It was in 2016.
Yeah.
The 2016 draft. He like the night of the draft.
No,
Video release
10 minutes before.
10 minutes before the
This
draft.
is sounding familiar. Yeah, go ahead.
Like it was like a video of him doing something illegal.
Wasn't it fake though? Didn't it come out that it wasn't him?
I don't know.
I swore it came out that
The whole
it
thing was
wasn't him
so
at all.
weird.
Somebody
but, like,
hacked his account or something because it was posted on Instagram, right, or something like that, or on
on
Twitter.
his
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, somebody hacked him and put it on there. I don't think it was actually
That was
him.
nuts.
Yeah, still that ruined his probably.
Yeah.
Have we heard from him since in the league? How's he doing?
I thought he got hurt. I don't know.
I mean,
Probably not.
that sent his career. In a
Anyone who
down
knows
spot.
what happened to Larry Tunsil,
Yeah,
let us know.
give us a call. Yeah, we need to know.
Yeah, DM us.
But anyway, to answer your question,
What was the question?
will this affect Dexter
yeah.
Lawrence's draft stock? I don't know. Not too much if it does at all. But I'm turned to this game. I'm saying they
Right.
still have 2 of the top defensive linemen in the entire college football. So
Notre Dame's O-line is solid. We lost our captain, Alex Bars, halfway through the season. He was our best lineman. But our O-line has played absolutely great since then. And Dexter Williams has had a great season ever since he came back.
that's what I'm saying. I think this is kind of like a strength on strength. Like Notre Dame's running game is their strength, and Clemson's front 7 is their strength. That's why
I don't know. I wouldn't say our running game is our strength. I think we're pretty balanced.
Yeah, it's
Now that
balanced.
especially now with Ian Book as our quarterback.
That's my next point. How will Ian Book play?
He's gonna have 527 yards, 5 touchdowns, and run for 3.
By the way, Clemson was a 13-point favorite before that news came out, and they're a 12.5-point favorite now. So clearly,
Big swing in
big
Vegas.
swing. It just doesn't matter. Like you said, that's their strength. They're gonna have plenty of guys waiting to come in and just destroy Notre Dame's line.
No.
I have Clemson winning this game, by the way.
Okay, I was going to ask you guys
I don't think so.
at the end of this.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're going to have to give an exact score prediction.
Oh God.
Okay, I don't know if you were prepared for that, but you're going to have to do that at the end of what we're talking here.
I am. I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Ian Book has looked very good in the time that he's played,
Yeah.
and I expect him to play well. I don't think he'll play terrible, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh boy, this is the moment of truth. I've been trying to practice this guy's pronunciation of his name all episode. Can Notre Dame stop Clemson running back Travis God, I forgot it.
Tinier.
Intinier?
Tinier, right? Is that what we decided?
Is that okay? We're gonna go with that.
We're
Travis
running with
Intinier. He's having a great year. He finished 7th in the Heisman voting, and he has 1,464 yards, averages 8.3 a carry, and has 21 rushing touchdowns on the season. And I mean, he's having a great year, and I think it's a tall task for Notre Dame to try to stop him. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Jack, as the expert Notre Dame in-house Notre Dame expert, how do you think their front seven matches up with a strong Clemson running attack?
I think our front seven is very well equipped for a guy like him because we got Drew Tranquil. I can just list our whole front seven if you want me to. I don't know what our what was I gonna say? Our rank is in regards to like yards per game, but I think this is I know it's the best defense we've had since 2012, and that defense was like one of the best we've seen in a while. It pretty much carried Notre Dame in the national championship then, and I think the difference between this team now is our defense may be a little worse. It's still so good, but our offense is a lot better than it was then. But our defense, our front seven, I think it has been playing great. Our linebackers I think, are of like conversation the best in the country. And we got like our D-line. I mean, that's just our pass rush on the D-line, but we can stuff the middle. We shut down Bryce Love when we played him at Stanford middle of the season. No, maybe it was at Notre Dame. I forget. We played Stanford. And yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Don't make a noise.
I don't know. I want Notre Dame to win this game.
I've seen Clemson play in person.
True.
And Pitt held it close for a little bit, and I think Notre Dame do a lot better than that.
Yeah, it's obviously when everyone looks at Clemson, they look at the team that makes the college football playoff every year. But how strong has the ACC been this year?
Terrible.
How
Pitt played in the championship. This is how they are.
Exactly. So what kind of competition have they been playing?
They haven't. Everyone has played better opponents.
Everyone always brings up Notre Dame isn't in a conference. They play terrible teams, but Clemson hasn't played great teams either. So
their best win was Syracuse,
or maybe Boston College,
who Syracuse they barely
NC
beat.
State.
NC State's not great.
I mean, they were ranked at the time.
But I'm saying about Trevor Lawrence as well. This is the biggest game that he's played in.
I'm not a fan of him.
Why, you weren't impressed when you saw him? I mean, it's.
I wasn't impressed. No.
Yeah, so I mean,
Pitt's our defense is Pitt is Pitt. Like we're not great, but like
we're
not bad.
I don't want to say like he can't handle the spotlight, but he's a freshman, and this is the biggest game he's ever played in his life. So we don't know exactly how he might.
If we're using Pitt as a consensus, Clemson beat Pitt by 32. Notre Dame beat them by 5. Let's just there you go.
I don't use that as a consensus.
Your school, your alma mater.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a lot to consider here. A lot of this is the two of the best 4 teams in the country. So
yeah,
it's going to be a good one. I think the time has come. Give us the score prediction. Jack, you can go first.
Joey can go first.
No, you go first.
Joey go first.
No, you go first.
Joey.
Clemson's going to win easily. Their defense is going to carry them. It's going to be 21. I'm going to 21-10. Clemson.
21-10.
Yeah,
okay. Jack.
I also see a lower scoring game. No, I'm going to put it in the 20s. So average. And it's going to be close. I'll say 26-17. Notre Dame.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sticking with the team.
All right. Moving on. We'll see how that plays out. Moving on to the game at 8 o'clock. It's between the 4-seeded Oklahoma Sooners taking on the defending national champs, Alabama Crimson Tide. What first impressions of this one? What do we think here? What's the key to victory for both sides? How's each team going to pull this one out?
The only way that Oklahoma wins this game is if it's a shootout. Like, it's going to have to, just the game going to have no defense. It's going to blow up because if Alabama can shut down Kyler Murray, it's over. Like,
I don't see how Oklahoma can win this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wrote down that Kyler Murray will have to play the best game that he's ever played in his entire life.
Yeah, completely agree. Do we know who's starting for Alabama? I know this is probably a dumb question.
Tua's got to be healthy.
Tua's playing,
There's
yeah.
no
Is
way.
it officially Tua?
I don't know if anything's official, but I know
Did he get surgery?
At the time,
ever?
no. At the time of the injury, like they announced that he'd be ready, and I think he is.
He's definitely going to play. We'll see if he can last the whole game, but he's definitely going to start the game.
Do you guys say? Do you think that if at halftime it's a close game, do you throw in Jalen Hurts?
No.
You don't. Did they last year?
It won't be a close game.
Unless he's like hurt.
Oh, what if they did that?
That would be crazy, wouldn't it? If they threw in Jalen Hurts, like
Opposite
reverse.
what they did last year.
I mean, like the last game of the season was kind of like that.
That'd be wild.
It was like a reverse of last year, even though it wasn't.
Was it the
Yeah, no, that's what happened in the SEC championship.
Well, actually, no,
this
the
year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, kind of, but they
Because of injury.
because he got hurt,
it was the injury. It was an injury for Jalen Hurts. Last year.
Joey's saying like
Because Tua plays bad. And
Yeah,
Hurts
really,
goes in.
but he'd have to play so bad. Like they would have to be shut out in the first half, which
Yeah.
is just not going to happen.
that'd be wild.
That would be crazy. Yeah, I would love it.
I don't know if you talked about this on the show have you had a show since the Heisman was announced?
No.
I thought Tua should have won.
Yeah. I agree.
Similar. If we're just talking about stats, I don't have them up. I know they're pretty similar, but Tua has played against SEC defenses, and Murray has had the pleasure of playing against the Big 12 defenses, and Tua puts up those stats in literally 3 quarters a game. He played in the fourth quarter once, right?
Yeah, that was the biggest outlier. That Tua did not he didn't finish out games. He
Yeah.
didn't have to. Like
Right.
he put games away. And
Like that, I think that's just. I think at that point you should ignore stats. I mean, Kyler Murray's great, but I think you should ignore stats at that point, and I think Tua should have won.
I don't know if I agree with you or not, but I'm not gonna like sit here and complain because I think Kyler Murray was very deserving of the award. I don't think that he
True. Yeah, it's not
like if
yeah.
if it was somebody else, like I don't know, but I think he definitely you can't look at him and say he didn't have like a Heisman caliber type of season. So
You're right.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Totally.
but like we said, we think it's very unlikely that Oklahoma will pull this one out. I just don't see a really scenario where it'll happen. I mean, it'll be pretty exciting if it does, but I wouldn't count on it at all. I mean, Alabama's just got so many offensive weapons. I think they have, I don't know the exact, I'm going to butcher this stat, but they have like 5 receivers, I think, that have like 500 yards on the
Butchered
season.
that so hard.
I think I did, but I don't know if those are the exact numbers, but they have like 5 different guys that all have like solid numbers. I mean, not one guy has like, a bunch, but one guy in particular, I think his name's Henry Ruggs Jr. I think he's a freshman or a sophomore on Alabama.
Yeah.
Every time I watch him play, he's so good. Like he runs routes that are just the perfect route. He knows exactly where to be at all times. And another guy that I look forward to, not only in like the rest of this season, but in years to come because he's only a sophomore, is Najee Harris. He doesn't get that many carries because Damian Harris he still gets the majority of the work. But Najee Harris, I've never seen him run the ball less than 6 yards. He every time he gets the ball, he is so good. I think he's going to be. I think he'll probably, if he has a great year next year, he'll probably go to the NFL draft.
I could see it. That's a great backfield.
Yeah. So
Going back to that Tua thing, I didn't even look at this. Tua has 3 less interceptions than Kyle Murray. He has 4 interceptions. Kyle Murray has 7. That's crazy.
Tua didn't throw an interception until like very late in the season.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, Tua
The LSU
probably
game,
should have won.
Right? LSU game he threw his first.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So, give us a score here to round out this
You go
college
first
football
this
talk.
time.
41-20.
I was gonna do like 42, like probably. I'll give him 42 to 32.
42-32.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
Oklahoma will do something.
We'll definitely see. It'll be exciting to watch, and it's looking like either way we'll either have a rematch of the 2012 championship or the rematch. Not last year, but
no, not last year.
it
2
would-
years ago.
it would be
with Watson,
three out of the 4 past years would be Bama Clemson if it shakes out the way.
So,
So
annoying.
it'll be the trilogy. We'll see how that
18
goes.
playoff. We need it.
We do need it.
That's our closing remarks. 18 playoff.
Yeah. That's the only way you solve that problem. Like literally.
I don't know. It'd just be exciting.
I think it's a perfect amount.
Yeah.
I think in
Penn
this
State
year,
did it.
if they went more than, I don't think like there's more than 8 teams really that deserved it. If you
No,
go down,
this year 8 was like the perfect amount.
I feel-
like it dropped off after 8.
yeah, in years past, like I feel like you can make an argument for there's definitely more than 8 teams that have a chance. But if you go past that, like you're getting into like Washington State, Florida,
You don't need them.
Kentucky, they're not really deserving of making it. So I think 8 teams would be.
Yeah, because
There's still, there's always obviously going to be teams that always think they deserve to be in if there's not. But I think 8's perfect. So.
If I just remember correctly, it was Bama,
Pull it up now.
Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Georgia.
Georgia was 4. I'm sorry, Georgia was 5.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Ohio State, UCF, Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Does UCF deserve to be? Yeah, I guess they do. Whatever.
No, that would just be fun to put them in there.
Yeah, true.
And then they get blown out and they get shut up.
Yeah.
That would be.
I wanted Penn State to play them so bad.
That would
That'd be great.
awful if there was 8 teams they still didn't get in.
That'd be so funny.
I'd feel terrible.
I don't like how in their stadium they have the national champions up. Like, you're not national champions.
I don't know, like who can be in charge of like taking that down? Like the
What do you mean?
the AP poll going to come in and just like rip it down?
No one's gonna take it down, but it's just weird, kind of awkward.
Like, you
It
need
is
to
rough.
win.
Poor Michigan too. I think Michigan deserved to be in the playoffs, like in some way. Like
Yeah,
they were really
they're
good the
such a
entire
good-
year. And
they're
like
such a
literally,
good team.
what was it? The second to last game?
Last game of the season.
Was it last game of the season?
They did get kind of blown out.
Yeah,
but-
but
I don't feel bad for them. They should have won if they deserved to be in.
I know it's one bad game. Like it's like
It's
I know
twice.
that's
Well,
what.
well,
No,
they
I
in
mean,
week 1.
yeah, but that was week 1,
By a touchdown.
You gotta beat the teams.
Yeah, I know,
I don't
you're
feel
right.
bad for them.
You're right.
All right. Anyway, that's gonna be today's episode. Thanks, guys, for hopping on.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
There it is.
Anyway, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Hog Lime Podcast, and follow the show on Instagram, the Hog Lime Podcast. Follow Joey on Instagram. What is it?
At Joey Bolton 18.
Yeah. There
Jack
you go.
answered
That's it.
for him. You
Yep.
can follow Jack at.
I don't know. It's
_Jack.Manis_.
There you go. Follow me on Instagram at Mitchell Manis, and rate and review us on iTunes, and subscribe to the show on iTunes, and do all that. You know the deal. And enjoy all the college football playoff and everything you follow.
Bye, guys.
Happy New Year.
Hi.
Yeah, a lot of murk caught me in a hard way. Got a sticky and I keep it at my dog's place. Girl, I left you loving magic, not saw shade. Still going bad on you anyway. I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't.